All right. Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 6, 2024 at 7 p.m., and I'll call the regular Board of Trustees meeting to order for the Village of North Hudson. Quick invocation. Father, we ask for wisdom, guidance, and discernment in the decisions we make that affect our village and its residents. Excuse me. And we also ask that you watch over our police, firefighters, EMS, and all those who serve. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustees Nelson? Oh, absent. Trustees Keller?
Here.
McGurran?
Here.
Olson? Absent. Trustee Pike?
Here.
President Wecken?
Here.
Trustee Zeiss?
Here.
Thank you. Item 2, review and approve minutes from the regular board meeting from January 9, 2024.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank Dusty. Any comments, questions, or amendments, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes is approved, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Comments from the floor? Opportunity for the Village of North Hudson residents, property owners, business owners to make the board aware of topics, issues, and opportunities either on or not on today's agenda. And there is no one here to comment, so we'll move on to item 4, which is president or the new business from the board or staff and president's comments. The only thing I have for this month is we are thankful for the lovely weather we've had, but and there was questions of whether Winterfest will be going on this weekend, and it is going on as scheduled. They had to change it up a little bit because obviously there's not much ice for people to skate on. They'll have obstacle a course set up, and they're going to have the food and everything else that they have, and they always come up with something there. So I hope people will come out and enjoy the very fun opportunity to meet and greet your neighbors and friends and celebrate the weather we've had. So that's all I've got. And B is administrator clerk comments. Gina, it's all yours.
So we got a few things that have taken place in the last month. Tax season for the village has come to a close, so we have passed our collection date. All future payments now will be directed towards the county. We have about 1,646 parcels, and we collected from all but 50. So there are 50 that did not pay. So again, all collections kind of moving forward will go to the county, and late fees will be assessed on those late payments at this point. Election update. I mentioned last time that we had 4 candidates, and we have 3 open chairs coming for our April election. I've had a few questions about who the candidates are, and there it is public, so I'll share them. This is the order in which they will appear on the ballot. We did this through a drawing. The names are Howard Novotny, John Porter, Brian Pike, and Barb Olson. I also have scheduled the trainings for the election workers for the April timeframe, so I have a training both in late February and early March for our election workers, so that is scheduled and set as well. The judge, we did swear in Judge Nemec last week, so he is ready to serve the community. In fact, he's got a couple things coming up this month. The ice rink, as you kind of mentioned, they did get it set up. However, obviously with the weather conditions, it's been a little bit less than ideal, but I do think hopefully maybe with some cold weather coming in this weekend, we might be able to salvage at least some of the rink, would be the goal. Tree removal in park, we did make a post about this, so there is a lot of buckthorn cleanup that's being done, much needed, much overdue. So the public works staff has been able to spend a lot of time on that with the lack of snow to remove, so that's great. We're getting ahead on that. We did get a call about some pine trees that are also being taken down, and just wanted to mention that they are beetle infested, so the arborist did recommend that they be removed as they die. And so if people are asking about the pine trees, they're not obviously taking any pine trees that are alive or healthy, and none of the other trees, the oaks, the others are all being kept, but the pine trees that have been infested with the beetles are having to be removed. So if anyone's asking about that. We did also get an update from the Wisconsin Disaster Fund. This has to do with some 2023 dollars that we were supposed to be reimbursed for last year, and we heard from them that they did not have the money, or the money would not be sent out. We did hear that they do indeed have sufficient funds to reimburse for the applications that are on hand, and for us, that is going to be about $150,000. So we're hoping that we would get that within, they said, the next 6 to 8 weeks that should be dispersed. So, and then the last thing I'll just bring up again is if you're having issues emailing in, give us a call. We hopefully are having our email issues corrected at this point now, but we know that there's been periodic issues from the last week or so with emails. So apologies to anyone who's trying to reach us and can't. Please give us a call, and we'll try and take care of it as quick as we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good report. Item 5, reapprove resolution adopting St. Croix Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan 2024 through 2029 under resolution number 2024-02, previously approved under 2024-01.
Yeah, this was a clerical issue. So both Chief and I submitted resolutions at our last meeting. Both were approved, and I got back and started filing the paperwork and realized they were both resolution number 2024-01.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Mary. Any comments or questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor of the resolution number change, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, Plan Commission recommendations, Chair update.
We did meet. We had a good meeting, I thought. There was 2 items. The one issue was there wasn't a clock for our meeting because it hadn't been put up yet, so we didn't know what we were doing. But anyway, Tim gave a very nice presentation about the Pepperfest project and the safe room. The Plan Commission was very pleased with that, and, hopefully that moves forward. Then there was also a lot of discussion and public hearing about a CUP application for 235 Monroe. The guys that do the detailing and wanted to put in sort of a indoor car dealership there. And we went back and forth again, a good discussion. It ended up, there was certainly some support on the Plan Commission for them, but they are going to require him to go and get a engineer/architect to investigate the building and come back with a report saying what condition it is in physically. Right now, it's code compliant as a storage building, but not as a public place where you can operate a business. So the applicant agreed to do that and delay his application for CUP until that comes around again. So
That's it?
that's it.
Thank you. Okay, item 7, Personnel and Finance Committee recommendations, claims approval requested. Is there a motion?
One second, do you want to get that? Sorry. Stan, I so move
Thank you, Tim.
that, no, I'm gonna give the numbers.
Okay.
Up to approve December 2023 non-recurring claims of $6,983.52, and February 2024 non-recurring claims of $62,280.02.
Thank you, Tim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Dusty. Questions, comments?
Yeah, Gene, I think we talked about this in the finance meeting. You want to talk about the 2 big items that are on there, I guess?
Yeah, we have a couple of different items. There's 3 under the capital outlay, which again, were all part of our capital approved plans for 2024. The top one, the Bay Communications, is the new police computers that we had approved. The northern painting is the painting of the Village Hall that was completed, and the Rayco construction is the new roof for the existing PD building, which again has already proven to be beneficial. It's not leaking anymore, and the heater is actually not having to work around the clock. So that's the 31,000 was for the new roof. If you look at the public safety, law enforcement budget, you'll see a flock group of 5,500. That was also one of the approved purchases that we had for 2024 for new cameras for the PD.
Thank you.
And that was the Public Works, not the PD building, right?
Did I say PD?
Yeah.
Yeah, public.
Thank you. Public Works.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments or questions on the claims? Hearing none. Mary?
Yes.
Dusty?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you. Carries unanimous. Okay, item 8. Public Works Committee recommendations. Chair update. Brian?
Stan, we did meet, but nothing to bring forward.
Okay, thank you. Item 9. Public Safety Committee recommendations. Chair update. Tim?
Stan, we did meet, and we have motion to bring forward. We would like the motion to adopt a policy to approve liquor license or renew liquor license only after passing an annual code inspection.
Move to approve.
Little discussion there with that, Stan. This came from our Hudson Fire Department. He
Didn't get a
proposed.
second yet.
Yeah, huh?
We didn't get a second yet.
Oh, that's all right.
Second.
I thought you seconded it.
No, I said move to approve.
I read the motion. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Second?
Okay, so Brian
Seconded.
made the motion and Mary seconded.
Correct.
Okay.
Speedy.
So one comment on that, we did this same thing essentially at the recommendation from the Hudson Fire Department for Town of Hudson. And we did that as part of an ordinance amendment, just to put in a small amendment in their ordinance about the liquor license application. So I guess I would recommend we do
We
that
didn't,
here
Mary,
as
we didn't
well.
talk about the ordinance side of it, but we did talk about the application within itself, right?
We did not talk about the ordinance. We just updated the ordinance.
That's when the fire chief came in and wanted us to tweak some things, right?
Right.
So this
Right.
isn't, even the ordinance change itself is us saying, okay, fire chief, we see what you're doing and we agree.
I'm hearing Paul saying what they did at,
Yeah, this was just in their liquor license ordinance.
yeah, right.
That they added the section in there that
Correct.
requires.
Oh, not in their fire ordinance, in their liquor
It's
ordinance.
in the
Yeah.
liquor license ordinance that requires an inspection within 12 months of applying.
I
for
guess
the
that's my
license.
mistake. I didn't realize there was a separate you know.
Okay, I'm still not following. So is it the fire department that is requesting this for liquor licenses, which
Yes.
are not their what does fire department got to do with liquor license? That's what I'm,
Well, they want to be able to inspect the buildings and encourage people to have the inspections and get it right.
Get it complete.
And I think one of the tools that they wanted to use was tie inspections and compliance.
Correct.
With the renewal of the liquor license.
Totally correct.
That's where that's coming from.
so they're basically asking each municipality that they serve to do this same thing.
Correct.
Okay.
But my mistake is that I didn't think we really tied it to the ordinance, right, Mary? We
Well,
did-
it's in the fire, but we didn't put it in it's not in the liquor, but that doesn't mean, I don't know, does that mean we can't do it? Because
The motion's not calling for that, but I'm
Right.
curious, you know.
I guess I would make sure we get it as an ordinance.
I would
is
too.
where I'm
I
coming
totally
from.
agree with you.
If it's in the fire, it's fine. I didn't look in that before tonight. But as long as we get it in there someplace.
Well, it seems like it should be an ordinance.
I agree.
Under our liquor ordinance.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's what we did before. My concern was that it was just listed here as a policy as opposed to adopting an ordinance.
it is in our fire. We
It
talked,
is, yep.
yeah. Because that was part of the recommended changes that were made.
Well, we should certainly be able to add it to
Can
the,
I amend it? Just say to include into our liquor ordinance? Or do you want to bring it back, Gina?
I honestly, I'd probably like to look at the language that's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
fire ordinance. Because like Paul, I'm just not, I know we approved it, I know there was a lot of changes. I can't think of what the wording is, maybe.
Can we agree on this concept, first of all, the fact that move forward and come back then if you want to apply it to the ordinance?
And that's what I would suggest.
Yeah.
To direct an ordinance be drafted if needed to do this.
Yeah.
Because we actually have someone applying, right, at this point in
We
time?
do, however, their application came in before this, so
Right,
what we've
right.
told them is that This doesn't apply to their current application, but when
Okay.
they renew in June.
Okay.
If this passes between now and June, they would need it. We
Oh.
did already inform them of that, and they were.
But it does though, because it's a part of the fire. So it does apply to them
Well,
right now
they-
under the
They
fire.
applied back in January before we got the fire ordinance approved. So the date of their application was before the ordinance went through.
Okay, so, and we renew all liquor licenses in June, so
Yep.
they understand that it's going from whenever they, okay.
Yeah, and I
The
guess
new applicant is aware.
the time thing is just to get it in place.
Right.
So people know about it. The fire department has enough time to do the inspections, any re-inspections before that June deadline.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if we table that, or,
Well, I think we're adopting the policy here, at least, state the fact that it has to be done. How we administer it, I think going forward could be done later, couldn't
so
it?
was this in the fire policy?
Yep.
Yes.
Didn't we already approve that fire
Yes, we
policy?
did.
Yes, yes.
Last month.
So really, we don't need to deal with this.
This is-
We talked about at public safety having it brought up here so that business owners would be aware of it. Because just as we just saw, it's like not obvious when it's in another ordinance. So the purpose was to have them be aware of it, have it be discussed by the board. But if we need to amend that ordinance as well, then that's what we need to do.
Correct.
Yeah, and I'll look at it. Gina, you can look at it and we'll find it in there. Maybe we don't. But if we do, we can do that next month.
Do it in March.
So
Okay.
really what this was intending to do is because we had said that we agreed this would change the policy.
Yeah,
that
I would
that
vote on the
would apply.
policy, and then, it's out there.
Okay.
It's part of the education for the public and the businesses, and first step.
So Paul, when I send out the renewal reminders here in the next, I had it set to send out early, again, to give them time. Do I add this as part of that, or do we have to wait for the decision on the,
I would add it.
Okay.
The sooner they know about it,
okay,
because it's gonna come down the pipe if it's not already in the ordinance.
okay, okay.
So,
Yeah, and to add to that, Ginny, you might want to go back to the chief, because he gave some good explaining the timing and everything, and how long it takes, and
Yep.
engaging them for the inspections and everything, so forth and so on. So just to make yourself more aware how long it would take for the, a liquor establishment to approve it.
Okay. And I
So
did-
they've got till June to make sure they get the inspection done, essentially.
Correct. Yep.
So as well as applying for their liquor license year by year, they've now got a plan for this inspection.
Yeah, so notifications should go out relatively soon, so they can.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it scheduled on my calendar for next week, is because when they were talking about this, the fire chief asked if I could move up our notification by 2 months
There you
to
go.
give them the extra time, so I
You got
have it
it.
on my calendar.
You
I
got
just
it.
wanted to make sure if we have a question about the ordinance, can I still include it in my letter to them, or should I wait? But it sounds like
I
we're good.
think, we can adopt the policy tonight, and you can refer to that policy, and then we'll put it in an ordinance
If needed.
next month, so
Okay.
if needed.
Yep.
Okay. I thought we already adopted the policy, but if you want to re-adopt, that's
No,
okay.
go for it. No. We're good.
I'm trying to find the reference in the fire ordinance, and it's taking me time to do that. So, because we could just, in your letter,
Oh,
you could
that.
reference it.
That's a great idea.
True.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I suggest we still vote on this, though.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the proposal, for the policy, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Gene and I will work together and bring something back next month, whatever is needed.
Sounds good.
Could you bring back the language specific to this in both the fire policy and then what you want to do with the ordinance?
Yep.
Then, okay,
Yep.
thanks.
Okay. All right, next item, number 10, Public Welfare Committee, and I don't believe they.
We did not meet.
Huh?
We did not
Did
meet.
not meet, thank you, Dusty. Item 11, Park Board Committee Recommendations Update.
We did meet, and there's nothing to bring forward at this time.
Thank you. Well, here we go. Item 12, convene into closed session. Board may convene into closed session pursuant to statute 19.85, parent 1, parent lowercase g, conferring with legal counsel for the government body who is rendering oral written advice concerning the strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or are likely to become involved with respect to sewer backup issues impacting a home on Michelson Street. And then there's item B, that we will also address the closed session. The board may convene into closed session pursuant to 19.85, parent 1, parent lowercase e, to deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session with respect to sewer and interceptor agreements, ad hoc committee updates. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dusty. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of going into closed session, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you.